So one thing that I specifically wanted to ask you was this aspect of putting God in a box. How did you come with that idea, or why did that thought play into this?
I grew up an Adventist Christian, and we had our own ways of doing things. We had, for example, there are things that we do that a lot of other Christians don't. For example, keeping the Sabbath on the seventh day, which is from Friday night to Saturday night. There are things that we don't eat. We keep kosher with Leviticus 11. There's some food items there that we don't eat as Adventists. And so growing up, I thought that this was the way. Like, this was the way of being Christian. This was the way of following Jesus and following God. But it came to a point when the more I studied theology and the more I revisited different theologies, I realized as many interpretations of God as there are as many different people on earth. There's so many different ways of understanding who the divine is based on their interpretation of scripture. And there's no such thing as this objective, pure understanding of scripture, because all of us, regardless of who we are, and I'm specifically talking about Christians, come to the Bible with our own biases and presuppositions that make scripture pretty interesting. The other thing that I would say to that idea is that we as Christians, we are oftentimes too concerned about God playing on our side instead of worrying about us playing on God's side. And again, like, who defines that? Who defines which team God is playing for? He's constantly confronting our ideas of who's in or who's out. And in that we see in the Gospels as well.